Freezing forecast is not stopping the search for Clara Robinson, now in its third week. Sherman police say they will continue looking for the 8-year-old who went missing after a fatal car crash on Christmas Eve, as long as weather conditions permit. The focus is combing through piles of debris. The Texas Department of Corrections K-9 teams and the Grayson County Sheriff's Office are two of many assets helping with the search.